Ghostlight is the new movie by Alex Thompson and Kelly O'Sullivan. I first heard of these two in 2019 with the movie St. Francis. It was a good movie that also shook up the indie world a little bit. And, if that did any impact, Ghostlight is going to do probably twice as much. This movie had its premiere at the 2024 Sundance Film Festival alongside a handful of others, and it's been getting nothing but unanimously great praise. And on Ghostlight, we follow this 60 something year old construction worker who's very irritable and has all his emotions locked inside. After this incident on the job, one of his supervisors brings him to a theater class. And in this class, full of quirky and older people, our main character learns to loosen up more and to use theater as this mode of therapy to move past the complications that have arisen in his life over the past couple years. There is a lot of good things on here, and I'd say what shines the most are these performances. The main character on this movie is played by Kupherer, and his daughter is played by Katherine Kupherer. So we have this relation off screen as well, and it translates so well on this movie. I was kind of blown away by this, especially since the bulk of the actors here don't have much work or they are non-actors completely. This movie takes place in a very modest middle of America, and there's just something about, this small theater class and how it means so much to them. And I think that is something that a lot of people are really going to admire in this movie. I feel like an indie film, whenever it speaks to the working class, can turn into something special. And yeah, I feel like a lot of what they accomplish on here is nothing short of a miracle. It is dialogue heavy and there is a ton of exposition, which I didn't mind. I thought that this movie was more and more compelling, one scene after the other. Even if it does turn a little sappy and predictable in the last 40% of this movie, I was still really enjoying it though. There's something about films focusing on art and how it highlights parts of one's life in ways that they would never see that compels me so much. You can compare a lot of this movie to Drive My Car or Last Black Man in San Francisco. Same way that characters on those movies find catharsis within performing on stage. All of the central characters on here are believable and interesting. I also think the way that they disperse information on these people as the movie goes on to be pretty brilliant at times. It's also worth mentioning actress Dolly as Rita. She plays the supervisor that gets our main character into this theater class, and she is like the heart of this movie. Really awesome performance. Really, everybody here gives a star making turn. I think it's interesting if this were in 2005 in a way less crowded and indulgent landscape. This would be the kind of surprise movie that could wind up in Academy Award conversations. These kind of adult dramas have been highlighted with such regard before. In fact, a lot of this movie reminds me of Alexander Payne, only this movie is better than any of the Alexander Payne movies since The Descendants. There's a lot to like here. I personally wasn't so emotionally moved by this, especially since I kind of saw the beats coming long before it actually happened. That being said, I heard a bunch of sniffles around me in the movie theater, so I give the team credit for doing a great job with this movie. I would give Ghostlight a 8.0. It is playing in select theaters now and is released by IFC Films. Thank you for watching.